What if I told you there are actually companies hiring people like you and I to help improve artificial intelligence? Well, there are actually companies doing that, and people get paid for doing this. And that's why in today's video, I'm going to show you guys 10 legitimate websites that actually pay you to train artificial intelligence, right? So, I'm going to show you guys how everyday people are helping shape the future of artificial intelligence while working from home, which is basically working remotely. Now, artificial intelligence is transforming industries around the world, but AI cannot improve on its own. So basically, you'd have seen that right now we have a whole lot of artificial intelligence tools such as ChatGPT, Cloud AI, and several other AI tools out there for several purposes that are actually making work so easy for us. But then these AI tools cannot function themselves. They need real humans to help improve them. And when I talk about improvement, I mean you helping to correct when they make mistakes, you trying to train them so that when it's time for them to be used by real people like you and I out there for several purposes, they would actually give precise and more accurate results. And that's why I'm going to be showing you guys legitimate websites where you can actually apply to start training these artificial models so you can actually get paid in return, right? So now, what exactly are you guys going to be learning in today's session? By the end of this session, you have a clear understanding of how AI training jobs work and where to find legitimate opportunities in getting started. You also learn about realistic expectations regarding project availability, earnings, and how to avoid common mistakes that prevent many beginners from succeeding. Yeah. Now, what does it even mean to train artificial intelligence? I made mention of the fact that these AI tools are not experts. They are not really, good on their own. They need people to actually, you need people that can help you tell them when they're wrong, when, you're asking them several questions and they give you certain answers, but then it's not correct or it's not accurate. We need people that can actually tell them, oh, no, what you said is not correct. This is how it should be. You're basically training these artificial models before they're being released to the public to also attain accuracy when people actually ask them certain questions or want them to generate certain videos or images, whatever that AI model is built for. And that's why this is actually here. Now, companies hire remote workers to evaluate AI responses, label images, compare search results, write prompts, transcribe audio, verify information, and complete many other tasks that teach AI systems how to understand and respond more effectively. Okay, so that's basically what it means by training artificial agents or artificial intelligence. Okay, now, let's dive into the website. So, the very first website is Outlier AI. So, Outlier AI is actually one of the best platform right now where people are actually training artificial intelligence models and getting paid in return. So, all you have to do is to create an account on this website. You complete your profile, you set up your profile properly, and then you have to pass the required assessment. Now, once you pass the required assessment, then you'll be shown tasks to start doing for you to complete and get paid in return. But then looking at the realistic expectation, project availability depends on your skills, location, and current demand. Now let's dive into the website properly so we can look at how it really is. Okay, so this is the website. So all you have to do is to head to the site outlier.ai, just like you're seeing on my screen right now. Now, once you're here in the site, you can see become the expert that AI learns from. Join 100,000 MEAs, that's PhDs and college graduates working and earning as AI trainers. Work from wherever and whenever. No AI experience needed. You don't need to be an expert in artificial intelligence. All you need is you knowing how to correct if this is actually wrong. You're telling the AI, no, it shouldn't be this way, or this is how it should be. And you want to ensure you're putting in integrity, you're putting in effort to ensure that this AI is actually learning what it needs to learn. Okay, you don't just want to be after the money without rendering the value, without rendering what those companies are hiring you for. Okay, now if you scroll down, you can see a whole lot of people already doing this. Okay, you can see a whole lot of experts, normal people like you and I as well, training artificial intelligence, on this platform and then getting paid in return. If I scroll down, you can see an example. You can see this: write a challenging prompt. Okay, so for example, why creating difficult problems and answer pairs help teach and improve the accuracy of AI models. It's more like you're just trying to bring out challenging prompts. You're trying to type in a prompt that can be convincing or confusing in a way, and then you're just trying to test the AI. How would you respond? The different ways. We're talking about testing here, so there's several ways to go about testing. So this is just an example of how you can actually test the AI. But all you have to do for you to get started here is just head to this website here, which is outlier.ai. Once you're here, you want to click on sign up. So this is sign up over here. Okay, you want to click on sign up or login. Okay, so once you sign up, and so far it's available in your region, because this is actually very important as well. It's not available everywhere. It depends on your country. It depends on the demand, your location. Very, very critical for you to actually apply on this platform. But then if you scroll down more, you can see the benefits. You work flexibly from anywhere, anytime, no minimum hours, and then competitive play plus quality based rewards paid weekly. Free access to paid AI models like GPT-5, Deep Research, Cloud Sonnet, and more. The fact that you're actually training AI, obviously they're going to give you that access so you can actually see how these AI tools operate, so you can properly give a good result or good feedback while testing this artificial intelligence. And then you can earn as you learn, gain hands-on AI experience with team of outlier experts. Okay, now let's head to the second website in today's list. Okay, so the second website in today's list is data annotation.tech. So data annotation.tech is the second website here. This is also a website that actually pays you for training artificial intelligence. Okay, so it's a platform where contributors help improve AI by writing prompts, evaluating responses, and solving reasoning tasks. So how to get started? It's quite simple, just like every other website out there. You head to the site data annotation.tech, you sign up, you complete the qualification assessment. If you don't pass, then obviously they're not going to give you the opportunity. You need to pass and take your time to complete the assessment properly. Okay, and then you can apply for available projects. Depending on the project, depending on the demand, depending on the offers on the site as at the time you're there, and depending on your location as well, then you can actually apply for available projects. Now, looking at the realistic expectation, acceptance is selective. When you're talking about training artificial intelligence, companies do not just want to hire a random person. They need to hire someone that, yes, this person can, this person proves that he or she is good in training AI. This person thinks well. This person really wants to give that value to the company. This person is not just after the money. Yeah, you want to get paid, but you also need to ensure that you're doing what you're being hired for. So these are things companies look out for. Is this someone that would actually help us achieve what we want before we actually pay them? So these are things these companies would be looking out for. So acceptance is actually selective based on these, and then work availability varies over time. Okay, so this is quite crucial. Now let's dive into the site. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, so this is data annotation, the tech. You can see it on my screen right now. You can see get paid to make AI smarter. Okay, so for you to actually get started, it's just to click on apply now over here. And then if you look at the side, you can see about $50 to $100 per hour. You can also see about $25 to $30 per hour. Everyone else, no degree required and any background. This is just like every other people. But then the ones for 50 to about $100, you can see they're more specific: coding, finance, accounting, law, medical, and more. Okay. Now, if I scroll down, you can see where they have been mentioned: Yahoo News, Business Insider. So this is actually a legit platform. Okay, so you pick your lane, experts rates skill with project difficulty. You need to pick something that you yourself know that, oh, okay, this is actually fine. You can see we have a whole lot of expertise areas here, but do not forget that at the top there's also provision for normal people like you and I. You can see about $25 to $30. But then all you have to do, in case you're interested in this particular website in training AI, is to just click on apply now, and then you can get started. Now let's head to the third website. Now the third website, okay, so I'm just gonna open this. So the third website is Telus Digital AI. This is another amazing platform where you can actually train artificial intelligence and get paid in return. But then you can see Telus hires remote contributors to improve AI systems through search evaluation and data annotation projects. Now, for you to get started, it's quite simple. All you have to do is to apply for an AI community role and complete any required assessment. Okay, but then looking at the realistic expectation, like I made mention of the fact that for many sites that deals with training AI, it depends on your location as well. It's actually a very huge factor. The openings vary by your country. You might be in a country where they don't really have work for. I might be in a country where there's a whole lot of jobs where you can actually start training AI inside the site. Okay, so it depends on the country, the language, and project availability. Okay, so let's also look at Telus Digital. Let's see how it looks like. So this is the website here. You can see telusinternational.ai. Okay, on my screen right now. You can see get paid for your skills and shape the future of artificial intelligence. Work from anywhere on your own schedule and then join our 1 million plus global community. Okay, so if you're also interested in this website, it's all about you trying out all these websites I'm listing in, the one that works best for you, the one that it's suitable for your country as well, then feel free to dive in. Okay, so that's why I'm making it so ambiguous. I'm making it up to 10 websites that you can actually get paid for training AI, so you can test every one of them and see the one that actually suits you. Okay, so if I scroll down, we can see explore opportunities over here. Be part of the global community that powers artificial intelligence. Over 104 countries, 750 million dollars paid out already, and then about 75,000 active experts. You can see you get paid for your skills that shape artificial intelligence. This is another benefit, like I made mention of. You're working remotely from anywhere. You can work from your home, you can work on the beach, whatever you want. Okay, you have that freedom. You can see flexibility. You have flexibility as well, flexible opportunities to match your schedule. So get started in 4 simple steps. You can see find relevant jobs. Okay, that's the first one over here. You discover work you love and apply in seconds. Okay, and then on board with ease. Apply for the job and qualify to get started. You need to qualify. Training artificial intelligence is something that is a whole lot of value. They don't just accept a random person. They accept someone that is ready, someone that is serious, someone that is showing that readiness. Okay. So and then you can work anywhere, anytime, and then competitive payouts, fast payouts as well. Get rewarded for your efforts one time every time. All right. So if you scroll down, you can see several opportunities as well. But like I made mention of, for you to get started on this side, it's quite simple. You come here, you sign up, and then from there you get started. Now let's move to the fourth website in today's list. So the fourth website in today's list is Aligner. Okay, so Aligner is the fourth website. So you can see Aligner is actually a very special website. Although, yeah, you're training artificial intelligence to get paid, but then it matches professionals with AI projects requiring expertise in areas like writing, coding, mathematics, and science. Okay, so more of experts, right? If you're really good in certain areas, certain fields that are on the site, then fine. Okay, because we're talking about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is so wide. We have generative AI, we have AI that does different things in the hospital, AI that does different things in normal offices, corporate AI, whatever different reasons for artificial intelligence. So that's why we have several professions. People that are already good in certain areas would be best suited for certain artificial intelligence task. Okay, now how to get started? All you're doing is you're creating an account, right? You verify your expertise and then you complete the screening process. And looking at the realistic expectation, it's ideal for individuals with specialized knowledge or professional experience. Okay, so something about this aligner is the fact that it focuses more on people that are experts in certain fields, not just random people like you and I, for example. Even though I know we are not all random, but I believe we all get the idea. Okay, so let's look at the site properly. Let's look at Aligner here. So this is Aligner. You can see aligner.com. If you scroll down, you can see about $80 per hour average pay on the website here. We can see about 1,000 plus hired weekly and about $1 million paid weekly. If you scroll down, you can see where experts get paid to train artificial intelligence. Join our expert network and unlock continuous opportunities, remote, rewarding, and on your own schedule. So yeah, this is here. You can see Trustpilot about 4.5 star rating. Wow, that's actually amazing. So for you to get started, it's just to click on apply to aligner here, and if it's available in your country, fine. If it's not, it's fine. There's so many websites here on the list that you can actually try, and I'm sure if not all, some would actually work in your own country. Okay, so if you scroll down, for example, you can see several other things. You can see hiring across all skills and domains as well. Okay, you can see general, audio coding depending. You can see how much they're willing to pay per hour. You can see this one here, map and location data analysts get paid to put your local knowledge to work, help shape how AI understands. Depending on, that's why they mentioned they want more of experts. You can see the payment here is quite higher. They're dealing with not just random people here, they're dealing with the experts. So that's why you can see the amount is a bit higher, because these are people that already have that huge knowledge, that deep knowledge in certain fields. And yeah, that's it. If you feel like you're an expert, you can do all these activities here, then feel free to come here and apply, okay, to get started on training artificial intelligence on a liner. Now let's move to the next website. So the next website here is Invisible Technologies website. So, Invisible Technologies supports AI development through data operations and quality review, and also most importantly, workflow management. So for you to actually get started here, you need to apply through the career page, and then you complete the recruitment process. Positions are highly competitive here. Okay, you need to understand that this website, there are a whole lot of positions, but then for you to actually get hired, it depends. Okay, and like I made mention of, for you to even start training artificial intelligence to get paid, most importantly, you need to be someone that, yeah, you're actually ready, you're ready to give in your all. Then fine, from there, so far you have that urge, you have that aura, then fine, you can actually try and get started. And then you can see here positions are competitive and may involve interviews and assessments. It's more like a job here, right? They need to be sure. Every website always do this, because we're talking about artificial intelligence here. They need to ensure that you're actually performing the job, not just taking the money. You need to put in that value. You need to put in the reason why they're paying you. Okay, this is something more technical. This is something more brainy, artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's look at the site Invisible Technologies. So this is the site here. You can see Invisible Tech. So if I scroll down, let me just accept this. Okay, so advancing AI models from frontier innovation to frontline expertise. You can see the professional sports. We've trained over 80% of the world's leading AI models and deploy them at enterprise scale. Amazing. So if I scroll down here, you can see a whole lot of other high AI models. You can see 11 labs here as well. You can see some others here and so many others. Our platform building blocks, not black boxes. Deploy on your existing stack, configure for your operations, train on your data. Models get smarter as your business changes. Okay, nice, amazing write up there. So this is another amazing website. You can see there's so many applications of artificial intelligence. When I talk about artificial intelligence, it's not just about generative, generic, normal ChatGPT people think about, text based, cloud AI, normal text based. Artificial intelligence is very broad. It's very wide. There's so many things using artificial intelligence, robots, so many things. So that's why we have it really wide, and then we have people training different types of artificial intelligence. Now let's move to the next website, which is basically, I think the sixth website. Yeah, so the sixth website. So the sixth website here is Apen. This is actually one of the amazing AI platforms I know. I'm really aware of. I really know Apen so well. So Apen offers AI training projects such as data collection, transcription, search evaluation, and image annotation. For you to get started, it's quite simple. You head to the site. Once you're in the site, you register, you complete your profile, and then you apply for projects that match your qualifications, right? Depending on what you're good at, where you feel like, oh, I have a very good knowledge in this, I'm an expert in this, then you can apply for that particular, qualification project. Now, realistic expectation. Project availability, changes frequently and differs by region. This is something that occurs in almost all the platforms. Your region is actually one of the huge factors in getting, either approved or in getting good AI tasks to complete. Okay, it's quite crucial. So let's look at the website. So this is APEN here. You can see apen.com. All you have to do is to head to the site, apen.com. All right, and yeah. So let's just wait a bit. So this is APEN here. You can see human data for frontier AI. Okay, so if I scroll down, you can see data products to build foundation AI. You can see agentic AI, frontier alignment, speech and audio. Like I made mention of earlier on, there's so many applications of artificial intelligence. So all you have to do to get started or to join is to click on join our workforce over here. Once you click on join our workforce over here, or you click on get in touch, from there you can actually apply depending on how good you are, depending on your expertise as well. Then, if you are actually approved, you can actually get started in training artificial intelligence here on this website and getting paid. Now, let's move to the seventh website. So, the seventh website on today's list is OneFormer. So, OneFormer is a platform that provides AI related projects, including translation, speech collection, transcriptions, and data annotation. Just like every other AI platforms I've mentioned, this is actually another amazing platform where you can head to. You can sign up and start training artificial intelligence. Please take note. I just hope we're all taking note of all these AI sites. So depending on your country, you can try them out. One of them, or two, or three, or four, or even everything, depending on your region. Just ensure you try everything out if you're actually serious about getting paid to train artificial intelligence online. Okay. Now, all you have to do to get started, you create an account on the website, you complete any required language test, and apply for projects. Now, the realistic expectation here is, knowing multiple languages can increase your opportunities. So, we've been talking about AI, but if you look at it well, it's most of the time English. So, there are several other languages where you have to train AI in. So you can see you knowing several languages could be a very good advantage for you here in this website. So let's look at the site, one for more. So let's look at how the site is. You can see your expertise, our mission is smarter AI future. Now, for you to get started, all you have to do is click on get started here. And for you to view the jobs, you just need to click on view jobs over here. Now, if I scroll down, you can see join our diverse global community of experts. All right, so most of the people here on this website as well are more of experts in certain fields. But then, if you're really good at something, or it's not necessary, you need to be really good, you can actually be improving yourself. It's just like me saying, oh, I want to teach something. I can decide to just learn the basic, start teaching it, and be improving myself every day on it till I become so good, but I'm still teaching. Okay, you don't have to wait to be an expert to actually do certain things. All right, so if I scroll down, you can see how will you pioneer the future of AI. Explore a variety of project categories. Right, we have annotation, data collection, judging, if it's correct or not correct, transcription, translation, and then if for you to view all job categories, all you have to do is to click on this link over here, and then it brings out all the other job categories. Now, for you to view open, opportunities as well, you can see them here. You can see this one here, judging, data collection. They all categorize them based on what is here. Okay, so you have different tasks all falling under these categories. And like I made mention of, if you're interested on training AI here on this site, then just compare it to oneformer.com and then click on get started and you can get started. Now let's move to the ninth platform in today's list. So the ninth platform is Clickworker. I've talked about this site a whole lot of time on several of my videos. Okay, so it's actually a platform that offers flexible micro tasks. When I say micro tasks, these are actually small tasks, little tasks you actually perform, including data categorization, writing, research, and AI related tasks. For you to get started, all you have to do is to sign up, go to the website clickworker.com, you sign up, you complete your profile, and then you take available qualification assessment. These assessments are just to, ensure that you're good, just trying to test who you are, how you think, how strong you are, for you to actually even get started in doing this. And then the realistic expectation here is, it's a beginner friendly platform where task availability varies. Most of these sites, the task availability varies a whole lot of time, especially as a result of your location. It's actually a very, very big factor. Okay, so let's look at Clickwalker. Let's look at Clickwalker. So this is Clickwalker here. Okay, this is actually the eighth platform. Okay, so this is the eighth platform. So this is Clickwalker. This is the site. Let me just check this for now. Okay, so you can see make money from anywhere, anytime. Okay, so if I scroll down here as well, you can see people are happier if they are more financially independent. Obviously, everyone would be happy if they have a lot of money and they're independent, they don't need help from anyone. Okay, so this is actually one amazing platform I've talked about severally. Aside creating artificial intelligence, there are a whole lot of things you can do here on this website and get paid online. Okay, but like we mentioned, our main focus in today's video is about training AI to get paid. So if you scroll down, you can see microtasking made for you. A whole lot of work you can actually do here. If I scroll down with Beat as well, you can see yeah, you can see the workplace, it's talking about never miss a job, your account balance always in sight. You can see how much you have and all those things. If I scroll down as well, let's go ahead. So you can see there's several things you can do, several exciting projects from surveys, text, creation. If I keep going, you can see research, mystery visits, app testing, photo capturing, audio recording, video recording, there's so many things you can do here, including the AI related jobs as well. Okay, so for you to get started, it's quite simple. Just come here to the site, click workers.com, come here to register, and then you go for click workers. So once you click on it, you sign up, you get started, you start reviewing the jobs, you're focusing on AI related jobs anyways this time. And do not forget that it has a whole lot of huge factor in terms of your location as well. Now let's move to the ninth website for today's list. So the ninth website for today's list is Toloka. Toloka, I've been using Toloka for I think over 4 years. Yeah, over 4 years. I've known Toloka for quite a long time now. So basically, Toloka allows contributors to complete simple online tasks. It's quite similar to a micro worker in a way. Yeah. So it's a platform that you can actually help train AI as well to improve the artificial intelligence. For you to actually get started, all you have to do is to head to the site toloka.com. You register, you complete the onboarding process. They need to be sure that you have to onboard. Obviously, you need to fill your full profile, put in all what is necessary, and then you start selecting available tasks depending on the task that is available. And this time, do not forget we're focusing on AI related jobs. Okay, so you scroll through, look for AI related jobs. Once it's available, then all you have to do is to get started. So the realistic expectation here is the fact that the number of tasks depends on your location and current demand. Location. It's a very huge factor. And then current demand, obviously, if what you want to do is highly demanded, if people actually, companies really want people to train AI for them and it's in high demand, obviously you're going to have a whole lot of work. So let's quickly look at how Toloka looks like. So this is Toloka site. You can see to look at the AI, to look at Arena. Okay, to look at Arena is live, see how your model ranks. So if I scroll down, we can see training data for AI agents and LLMS. Okay, so large language models. Okay, so from agentic skills to coding and AI safety, we build data solutions integrating human expertise and technology to accelerate AI development. If you scroll down, you can see a whole lot of things about the site as well. You see data for AI agents development, environment generation, training database, evaluation, and red teaming. If you scroll down, you can see a whole lot of things here as well. Okay, so for you to get started, you just have to come to this website as well. If you're actually approved, you're actually okay for you to even start. training artificial intelligence, then all you have to do is to register. You present yourself, they're actually good. We want to help to local in training artificial intelligence, then fine, if you're approved. Okay, but they pick certain people, they do not just pick random people. And then from there you can actually start training the artificial intelligence. Okay, so now I will move to the final website. The final website for this video is remote task. So the final website for this video is remote task. And something about this platform is okay. Anyways, it's remote task specializes in AI data annotation, particularly for computer vision and autonomous vehicle technologies. But you need to understand that this website is not really available in a whole lot of regions. It depends, but it's not available in a whole lot of regions. And all you have to do for you to get started is to create an account. You complete the required training and then qualify for available projects. So once you pass the required training and you qualify, obviously you're going to be getting available tasks. But most importantly, it depends on your location. This website has a whole lot of things when it comes to location. Your location matters a whole lot. In fact, in all the websites, your location is actually a huge factor. So feel free to head to all the websites, test them out, sign up. Once you see the one that suits your location, because it all depends on your location. In my location, there's certain ones amongst here that work, and there's certain ones amongst here that do not work in my location, my country. Okay, and in your country, it might be a different case. But then ensure you test out all these STEM websites. If you're really serious about getting paid to train artificial intelligence online, then obviously you should try out all these platforms. Okay, and now that brings us to the end of this particular live video. Well, thank you for your attention. Thank you for listening. I just want to believe you guys have actually learned a whole lot. Anyways, this video is still going to be saved on YouTube for anyone who has missed it, or for anyone who still wants to come back to look at all those websites. And in the description below, I've also added links to all the websites. The description, you can see everything about it there. All right, you in case you need a link, you want to access this website, feel free to go to the description, click on it. It's going to direct you to the website. Okay, so I want to believe you all learned a whole lot. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe as well. Share this video with your friends and family members out there. I can save it for later in case you still want to keep coming back. And do not forget to drop a like on the video. And that brings us to the end. And I'll see you guys in my next highly informative video. Thanks for watching.